This guy excels at causing chaos but vanished years ago. Today, he reappears and the case is quickly transferred to the intel agency. For Uncle's network, he has only one contact left. That friend is his teammate who was with Uncle during their last mission. He retired right after the first job. He found a new job via 58.com and started his entrepreneurship, while Uncle went home for his pregnant wife. Right after the last checkout, Fate decided to play a cruel joke when Uncle spotted a baby store on his way home. He thought, hey, I'll grab some baby shoes for my soon-to-arrive kid. But wham! A truck came barreling towards him right after that. As his wife and unborn child witnessed this, boom. They were torn apart, and Uncle, shot, wailed at the blood in the car. After losing his family, Uncle isolated himself, cutting everyone off until Xiaomi arrived. If Uncle's child were alive, they'd be Xiaomi's age now. Xiaomi's mom, irresponsible, often wanders alone while high. Uncle, noticing this, decided to care for her like a hawk. He couldn't save his wife and kid, but this time, he was determined to rescue Xiaomi. He roped in a buddy and decided to be a DIY surgeon, pulling bullets out with no anesthesia. Then he went for a haircut and got his hands on a gun. The intel agents were prepping for a feast, while poor Xiaomi was still trapped in the old lady's little dark room. Subtitles. And tonight, the sole big kid present here is on the verge of being taken away, with the poor little one having no idea that she's about to be sent for an organ removal operation. When Duan saw this, he felt mixed emotions. Meanwhile, Xiaomi noticed her head wound and applied a band-aid. She innocently asked Duan, not realizing her kidnappers were the Serpent Gang, the baddest of the bad in Korea, where killing was as casual as grabbing a burger. Little guys were all about threats and intimidation, while the boss was delivering kills like pizza, no chit-chat, just death. They were expanding the turf by piling up bodies in Korea, and to rake in cash, they even kidnapped kids to sell their organs. Subtitle: The Serpent Gang has been keeping and raising numerous children, and ruthlessly exploiting them by forcing them to engage in overwork in methamphetamine factories under extreme conditions. Many of those kids passed out under the brutal grind. Those who passed out were not getting any rescue. Instead, they were yanked off to the surgery room next door. A few hours later, they'd end up losing their organs. Terrifying, right? Just when the butcher was about to give the girl anesthesia, boom. Uncle showed up out of nowhere and let the girl dodge that madness. The butcher thought it was a friendly visit, but ended up flying after a kick. Uncle strolled over him as if stepping over a crack on the sidewalk, with blood geysering everywhere by the end. But that was just a warm-up. Next was a nail surprise, and Uncle called Wanjong to listen to some quality brotherly screams. Uncle had his foot on him, and all Wanjong heard was his brother's wails. Subtitles. Now, who's the one screaming? No double deals here. I'm giving you an hour to get lost. Let me go. You jerk, who do you think you are? If my brother loses any more hair, his eyes and ribs might just contribute to a lovely gift, you jerk. Cool-blooded Wanjong was actually feeling the jitters. He quickly ordered his men to find the kid named Xiaomi and don't hesitate to scoop out her eyes. Meanwhile, the uncle at the casino was busy too. After relocating Xiaomi, he tied a bag of rice to an oil lamp, creating a makeshift device. He cranked up the gas to max, and when she suddenly realized he was about to get blown up. Sure enough, Uncle tore the rice bag open when leaving. The lamp would fall and ignite gas once rice is gone. The whole casino went boom. And while Wanshi watched the kids get saved, Uncle called the cops. Too bad Xiaomi was nowhere in sight. Uncle's heart raced as he rushed to Wanjong's place, but Duan had already whisked Xiaomi away to the ore. 10 minutes later, fresh eyeballs were in Wanjong's hands, and he was reeling them in like a fishing pro. When Uncle strolled in, Wanjong finally put his fishing rod down. Uncle's hands trembled in heartbreak upon seeing the eyeballs in the jar, while Wanjong smirked with glee. The subtitle reads, "A step to the heart." Right after Wanjong finished speaking these words, Uncle suddenly lifted his head and fired the shot, leaving Wanjong utterly stunned. Duan seized the chance, retaliating with gunfire to distract Uncle. Wanjong made his getaway, but June Khan was left mesmerized by Uncle's sheer ruthlessness. In less than 10 minutes, their uncle here completely wiped out all of Wanjong's snipers. Only June Khan was left, in awe of Uncle's skills, silently applauding him. He put down his firearm and grabbed a curved knife, ready for some close combat with Uncle. Uncle, however, had a mini dagger for a stealthy approach, making it an evenly matched duel of epic proportions. They lunged at each other with deadly finesse, each blow humbling, but both were lightning fast in dodging. In the heat of battle, Uncle's technique edged out, sending June Khan down for the count, after which Uncle chased him down to the parking lot. Wanjong's car hadn't even started, and Uncle's shots were already flying. Scared, Wanjong slammed on the gas to break free, but boom! His tires went pop, and he was forced to stop, staring at Uncle, who looked like a harbinger from hell. Wanjong quickly called the cops to him. Jail was a better option, at least it preserved his miserable life. Before he could finish his call, Uncle hopped on top of his car, got hit by gunfire but flew off unscathed, like a bad action movie.